Retirement is that time that you stop any active work in order to spend your time resting or spend your time with your family. Now, why would you say you want to go into retirement? There are so many reasons. One of it might be you have reached the mandatory age required by the government to retire, or you might be sick and not be able to work again, or you might want to start a business. Well, these are some of the reasons why people go into retirement. Welcome, welcome, and welcome to my Life Plan Tips channel, while I talk about creating wealth online on your way to your financial freedom. Now, our topic for today is retirement savings. Yes, and what do we mean by retirement savings? Retirement savings is the money you set aside to be spent during your old age. Yes, how do you go about getting that money or acquiring that money and saving it to invest in order to help you to get to your financial freedom? Right. We're going to be looking at some of the ways that you can have that savings. Now, but before we get into that, then we ask them, what is retirement saving? And why do you need to save some money towards your age? Well, one of the reasons would be for you to get additional money. To get additional income, so that in your old age you'll be able to get money to spend, since you don't have to work in your old age, or you don't have to do heavy duty work. What you will have to do with what you have in your savings or in your investment. Right. Another reason would be because you want to have money or income in your old age. Old age is not the time for you to work. It's a time for you to spend with your grandchildren. Yes, probably if you decide to have children. It's a time for you to travel. Yes, all those places that you wanted to see or you wanted to visit, where you didn't have the time because you were working or you were busy raising kids or doing so many things. Well, retirement time is a time for you to have time for those your hobbies that you would like to pursue, or your passions that you have been keeping and postponing till you get to your retirement age. Yes, also, it is possible that you want to have some money set aside for your children. Yes, when you're living this world, you're supposed to have something for your children and your kids or grandkids, so that they will hold on to it and remember you when you leave this earth. So you see, these are some of the reasons why you should earn an income and save and invest. So then, why do you need to plan towards your financial freedom? Well, towards your retirement. You need to plan because health might not be its best when you get to that age. What do you mean? Well, you might be 50 years now, you might be 30 years. Yes, in fact, there are some young adults that are retiring at 35, 40. Yes. And why would you say they will retire at that age? Because they have achieved their goals, they have achieved their aims. They have achieved their set targets. That's the reason why they can afford to retire at that young age. So you see, retirement or financial freedom is a plan that you have and then you put it to use. Well, why should you plan? You need to plan because you can never tell what your health will be like tomorrow. You might be healthy today, you might be healthy in the next 1, 2, 5 years. But what about in the next 10 years? Nobody can say the future. So you see, if for an instant an accident occurs and then you're not able to function as you used to function, now what happens? If, let's say, you had an accident at the age of 40 and you will not be able to use maybe your legs, your arms, or your limbs, what's going to happen to you? So you see, you need to plan while you are still young, okay, so that you have a goal to achieve. Another thing is, you might want to travel. You don't want to work throughout your life, or you don't want to work until you're 60, 65. right? So you might want to retire young, you might want to get your financial freedom on time so that you have all the time to travel. You know, we know what travel is all about, and we know that traveling requires time. I mean, you can travel for a month, 2 months, 3 months. I mean, if you are working, or if you are working under somebody, if it's not your own personal business, you know, or you've not reached the financial freedom, then you won't have that time to travel. Unless, of course, you decide to take some time off from your job. So you see, you need to plan towards that. And then you might decide to start a business. Yes. Okay? So you might get tired of working for somebody, doing somebody else's business, taking care of their own business, and decide to start your own business. So you see, there's a need for you to plan so that you know what to do ahead of time. Right. Then when is the best time to start saving towards your retirement? Okay, the best time to start saving towards your retirement is immediately you start working. Yes, as soon as you start earning income, you start putting aside some money so that you can invest, and then the money will work for you. Take for instance, maybe you just graduated from school, you're 21, 22 or 25 years. Yes, and you decide to start savings and investing. Now, if you are 25 years and you have an employment, or you have your own business, you know, you are running your business and you are earning your own income, right? You decide to save and then say, okay, I'm going to save for the next 25 years. Let me see how far I can go. Believe you me, if you start saving 20%, 30%, 40%, or even 50% of your salary for the next 25 years, before you know, you have reached your financial freedom, and then you will have all the time to do whatever you want to do with your life. Yes, so as soon as you start earning income, start saving so that you can invest, and it will increase and give you additional income. Yes, so at what time would you want to retire? Yes, if you are in Nigeria, the mandatory age for retirement is 60, or if you have worked consistently with the government or state government for 35 years. So you see, if let's take an example, you started working at 25 or even 22, okay, let's leave it at 25. Well, additional 35 years will take you to what? 60 years. So, right? 30, 50 years, 60 years. So you see, you have reached the age that government asks you to retire. Right. But then you can decide not to work for the next 35 years, or you can decide not to retire at 60, decide to retire at 50. Yes, you can decide to retire early, right, which is a good one. With a good plan, you will have all the income that you need, and then you retire early. Yes, okay. And when you retire, what happens? Well, if you're working with government, you will have government pension. Yes, as your retirement savings, the government is investing for you, so that by the time you get to that age of 60, you will start withdrawing from that savings and investment that government has done on your behalf. Right. What about if you're not a government worker, you're a private person, you're working for yourself? What happens? Well, you have to make your own decision. That means that you have to save and then invest. So if you are a government worker, the government pays you pension, okay, at the end of your working days. Yes. So every month, out of your savings and what government has invested on your behalf, they'll be giving you some stipend. Yes, it's stipend too, because I mean, it won't do, it's not much. So don't rely on what government is investing for you. Okay, do your own savings and then invest from your own side, so that you will not be queuing as with what we see. We see the elderly people going to queue looking for stipend from government. No, that should not be your portion if you have a good plan. Okay, so what are the best ways to invest towards your financial freedom and towards your retirement if you decide to retire early? Well, you can invest in the capital market. Yes, you can buy stocks. Yes, you can buy mutual funds. You can buy bonds. These are what you can invest in for a long time. Yes. So if you're going to be investing in the capital market, don't think that you will get your dividends, but make it a long-term investment, so that you just forget about it maybe in the next 5-10 years when it starts, yes, yielding profit for you, then you can look at it. Yes, what about investing in properties, real estate? I mean, buying lands or houses if you can afford, if you have any money to invest. Yet invest in such investment so that you yield you. I mean, if you buy a house, okay, you get rent from what you invest in, and then okay, it will be in time for eternity. Yes, I mean, that house belongs to you, and then you'll be getting income at the end of the month, or quarterly, or at the end of the year. So you see, investing in property, landed property, is a good investment. What about businesses? Yes, you can also invest in businesses. You can start a business, or you can invest in somebody else's business. Yes, whereby you run the business together with the person, or you just invest your money and then the person will just be giving you income, or well, depending on how you decide to share the formula, you see. So you see, there are various investments that you can invest towards your retirement, okay? And if you're planning on retiring early, you have to start your investment early, yes, so that you take the advantage of compound. Imagine starting to invest at the age of 25. You just invest your money. Do you know that what would happen? When you are 50, you have enough. I mean, you get your financial freedom by the time you are 50, because you have invested enough, and your investment will be generating income for you to keep. So until I come your way, please like and subscribe to my Lifetime Tips channel. Bye for now.